Alright, so now today we'll be looking at statistics. First off, statistics is all about easily reading data. And to read data easily, there are multiple different graphs and tables to distinguish the different data sets. Okay, so first off, we'll be looking at column graphs. So when we have our graph, we usually start off by getting the title. Let's have student's hair colour and 8G. Now the next thing we need to get is the information, the data listing. Now from the numbers given here, the set of data, we can then determine the x-axis and the y-axis labels, which then I reckon should be the number of students on the left hand side, or the y-axis, and then the hair colour for the x-axis. Finally, now that we have all the pieces in place, we get our data sheet or wherever the numbers are, and then we plot them into the graph, which will then sort of look like this. And there you have it, a column graph. Now I'm going to be looking at something called a stem and leaf plot. Now in the end, a stem and leaf plot will look kind of something like this. But before we get to this stage, we have to start off with a set of data. Here is our set of data. Now the first thing we need to do is get the set of data into order, which will turn out something like this. Now that we've got the data in order, we can now set up the stem and leaf section of the plot. Now what you want to do first is you want to grab the tens unit and put it in the first column. So since the first digit in the first number is 10, we'll be putting down a 1, like so. Then you will look at all the numbers that are in the tens place and then look at their last digit. And their last digit is what you'll put down in the leaf column, like so. You will then repeat this process throughout the whole set of numbers, and eventually your final product will look like this. Now what I want you to do is to see if you can find out the mean, the median, the mode, and the range. I'll be stopping the video shortly so then you can work that out, and when you play it again, we'll go through the answers. Let's first look at the mean. Now to work out the mean, you have to add up all of the data, this right here. So add it up, all these numbers added up together would equal to a total of 686. Now once you have this total, you would then count all the numbers up, and there are 19 numbers here, and then you divide the total by the amount of numbers there. So in this case it will be 686 divided by 19. Now once you have your answer, which will be 36.1, you will then finish off the equation by placing it next to the mean. Now let's move on to the median. Now as you all know, the median is the middle or center number of the data. So since we have 19 numbers right here in our data set, we will then count in 10 numbers inwards to find the median. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go the other way just to make sure that we're correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yes, we are indeed in fact correct. The median for this set of data is 36. Now let's move on to the mode. Now just to remind you again, the mode is the most occurring number, and we have two of those in this data set. We have 35 and 41. So simply we just put down 35 and 41. Now let's move on to the range. Now the range is when you subtract the highest number from the lowest number of the data set. So you're pretty much distinguishing the difference between the highest and lowest number of the data set. And obviously in this data set, it is 58 minus 10. And as a result, we get 48. That's it on stem and leaf plots. Now let's move on to box plots. This is what a box plot looks like. It is a type of graph that distinguishes the median, which is the middle line in the middle, right down the center, and shows you how to work out the range, because there's the lowest number, which is the one on the left, and the highest number, which is the one on the right. And then it also shows what is known as the upper quartile, which is the one on the right, and the lower quartile, which is the one on the left. Thank you so much for watching this video. You probably didn't learn anything, but that's alright. I'm not really a good teacher. So thank you so much if you're even watching this. Goodbye.